Mathematics at Init College, a YouTube channel for high school mathematics education. Mathematics 5, Swedish High School Education System. Hi, this is Bobak. In this video I am going to solve the following problem for you. This is a problem on the topic of the sum of the terms of an arithmetic progression. Let me read the problem for you first. In an arithmetic progression, we have S sub m over S sub n equals to m squared over n squared. Here, of course, S sub m means the sum of the first m terms of this arithmetic progression. Here, m and n are distinct natural numbers. What is the ratio of the mth term of this progression to its nth term? That would be a good idea if you pause the video at this point and try to solve the problem yourself. If you find the answer correctly, the answer would be a sub m over a sub n equals to 2m minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1. Okay, now let us start solving the problem. So here you see that your goal is to calculate or find an expression for the mth term over the nth term. Yeah, so this is wanted. And of course we know that we have a formula for a sub k in an arithmetic progression is a1 plus this index k minus 1 multiplied by the common difference d. Yes, so this is the famous formula for the arithmetic progression. Yes. Okay, now if I want to continue this, so this becomes a sub 1 plus m minus 1 times d. I have just replaced k with m to write a sub m, and then the same story for the denominator. Yes, so it becomes a 1 plus n minus 1 d. So this is my question. I want to find this. Of course, you see that the only thing given to us in this problem are this number m and n. So I cannot say that, okay, this is the answer, even though this is completely correct, but then a1 and d are not given directly in the problem. So I'm not allowed to answer the question in a form that involves anything else than m and n. Yes, so I should answer only in terms of m and n. Okay, so it means that it seems that I cannot continue here. Now I have to go and see what this assumption brings for me. Okay, so let us see. If you remember, there is a formula for s sub k in arithmetic progression, and that is k divided by 2. And then we have 2 times the first term plus k minus 1 times the common difference. Yeah, so that is also the formula for s sub k for any natural number k. Okay, so let me start rewriting this. I have s sub m over s sub n equals to m squared over n squared. Okay, what can I do? Instead of s sub m, I can use this formula and then write m over 2 multiplied by 2a sub 1 plus m minus 1 times d, and then divided by, I have n over 2 times a1 plus n minus 1 sub d. This is equal m squared over n squared. Yes, so what I have done, I have copied and pasted this part here, and then instead of sm and sn, I use this formula to rewrite the left hand side fraction in this form. Okay, so the good point is that first of all you immediately see that these 2 and these 2 are cancelled, and then one of these m's and the other one here are cancelled. So I divide both sides by m, so m's cancelled. I multiply both sides by n. One of these n's on the right hand side is also cancelled. So what is left for me here is nothing except m over n, and this is totally gone. Yes, so I will be left with these two expressions equal to m over n. So this becomes 2a1. So this implies that 2a1 plus m minus 1 times d over 2a1 plus n minus 1d is equal to m over n. Yes? Okay, so now I will try to find a connection, a relation between a1 and d. So what can I do? From here I can conclude that if I multiply both sides by n, so this n will be multiplied here, and then this will be multiplied there. Yes, so I'm just using that the product of means is equal to the product of extremes. Yes, so then this implies that 2n a1 plus n times m minus 1d is equal to 2m_a1 plus m times n minus 1d. Yes, so I use this rule that if a fraction is equal to another fraction, this happens if and only if a times d is equal to b times c. So I'm using this relation here. Okay. And now I will try to simplify this. Okay, so I move this one containing a1 to the left, and I will move this one to the right by changing the corresponding signs. So this becomes 2n a1. This would imply that minus 2m a1 is equal to m n minus 1d minus n times m minus 1d. Yes? So on the left hand side, I can factor 2 and a1 out. So let me, for being more organized, I pull 2 from the left, I pull a1 from the right, and what is left here for me from the first term is n, from the second term is m. Here on the right hand side, I pull a d out, yes, from the right hand side. Then what I do, I will multiply these two. It becomes mn minus m. And then I will multiply minus n inside, so it becomes minus nm, but plus n. Yes, so then you immediately see that these two terms are cancelled, and I am left with n minus m. So if I write one more step here, this is 2 times n minus m times a1 is equal to n minus m times d. And it is mentioned in the problem that these two m and n are distinct natural numbers, so this means that definitely this number is not equal to 0, so I can safely cancel this out. Yes, so this implies that 2 times a1 is equal to d. So this is the relation that I find for a1 and d. But now look, what is the question mark? The question mark is this combination. So the question mark that I was looking for is a sub m over a sub n, which we realized is equal to this expression. But in that expression, instead of d, I can substitute 2a1. So I would write a1 plus m minus 1. Instead of d, I put 2a1. And in the denominator the same. Yes, so it becomes a1 plus n minus 1 to a1. Yes, now in the numerator I can factor a1 out, so it is 1 plus 2 times m minus 1, and in the same for the denominator. Yes, okay, so you see what I have done. I pulled this a1 out, so from this term 1 is left, from this term 2, and m minus 1 is left, so that I have written here the same for the denominator. But now you simply see that I can easily get rid of this unwanted a1, and then what is left for me in the numerator, if I multiply 2, it becomes 1 plus 2m minus 2, and in the denominator I have 1 plus 2n minus 2, and then 1 minus 2 can be written as minus 1, so it becomes 2m minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1, and that is exactly what we are supposed to find for this problem. Okay, I hope that this video was useful for you. You will find the link to the PDF file of these notes below this video. Until the next video, be safe and goodbye.